Hello again, guys, and welcome back. So, as promised, I have the next installment in my 52-week illustration challenge. This is, as it says, week 6 map. Now, I know you're looking at this and you're wondering what exactly this image has to do with a map, but it will become clearer towards the end what my goal was here, or my intention. This was actually kind of a silly idea that came along. I first had some other ideas that I had in my sketchbook of a little boy sitting in the grass and looking at his arm at the little moles that he has there, and seeing a constellation, like a map of stars on his arm. And I thought it was a really cute idea, but I wasn't sure how easy that would be to convey across, and would it work or not. So I kind of left that one, and then this one came along next in a different kind of form. This is, I think, about the second or third metamorphosis of this idea. But the idea behind this one is basically, that's my cat Boogie sitting there next to me on the bed as I'm sleeping, and he has basically mapped out my entire body in his head, where all the sweet spots are, how to get attention in different forms. Now, later on, I will be putting down the lines and the text towards the end of the video, once I start doing the hardlining, explaining the different areas as to how Boogie sees my body, and where he can get treats, how he can wake me up, that kind of thing. He's a very smart cat and very mischievous. But the one thing that he has learned with time, and these 8 years that I've had him, is, where on my body to poke or scratch or, paw to get the attention that he wants. And in the mornings or at night in bed, it's usually around the face, because the blanket usually shields me from anything else, so he knows I can just ignore it if he's, pawing me through the blanket. So he goes for my ears and my cheeks, and he sniffs, and he gently paws, ever so gently. And he knows it'll wake me up, and then he'll get, hopefully, the reaction that he's looking for, either food or some petting or whatnot. So this idea was based on him, basically. So inspiration can come from very strange places, but I really liked how the idea came out. I thought it was funny, because I was trying to think of how he would see it, how it's laid out in his head. And the funny thing about this piece really is that in the drawing stages, I wasn't 100% happy with it, but I didn't want to do another one. I was kind of done with having to fiddle with the idea, so I just went ahead with it. And when I started to paint, I kind of felt, this is going to be a disaster, because I don't like it already as just the drawing. I wanted to go back in and make it more short and stubby, like I do with most of my other characters in this style, but I didn't have time, and I just didn't have energy. I've been very tired lately, and so I just kind of said, okay, let's just run with it and see how it goes. I literally was picking the color palette on the fly. I sat down, I started recording, and I just stuck my brush into pans of paint and went from there. And I have to say, I'm very happy with the end result, which is a surprise. I really thought that this one was going to frustrate me and irritate me and turn out really bad, just because I didn't have, a complete love for this in the first place. But in the end, I think I really, really, really loved how this one came out. It was a lot better than I anticipated, and that's usually how it goes. I don't know if anybody else has that issue where they don't like the drawing, but they go ahead with the painting and everything else, and then in the end it turns out to be just great, just everything that they hoped. And then on the flip side, like with my week 7 piece, which I also painted today, I loved the drawing and the sketch and everything like that. I thought it was cute. And then in the painting, something just went wrong. I couldn't get the color schemes right, and I wasn't happy with it. And then something happened with the paper, which you will see in that video when I upload it. It started to bleed, and it's never done that on that paper before, and it's the same kind of paper as what I'm working with here in this piece, so I don't know why it started to bleed in that one and it didn't in this one. And it was using the exact same paint and everything, so something just happened and it ran into the whites of certain areas, and I got really frustrated. And in the end, I was so irritated with that piece, and it didn't turn out terrible, but it wasn't at all what I had pictured in my head. Which is ironic because, you know, I thought that this piece would be the one that I disliked, and I was ready to kind of disregard it and just say, whatever, it's done, I'm over it. And I ended up loving this one the most out of the two. So it just goes to show, you know, don't write off your pieces before they're actually done. So here in the pillow, though, I had a pattern idea, as you can see, but then I was just too lazy. I didn't feel like having to do that pattern, so I just kind of made a whatever kind of pattern up. And here in the blanket, you can see me hesitating because I had no idea what I was going to fill the blanket with either. I knew I wanted the base to be white and then some kind of blue, just like on the pillow. I didn't know what kind of pattern or shapes I wanted on there, so I went for my default. Since I had polka dots in the nightgown, I decided I would do polka dots on the blanket, and I loved how it came out. I used my favorite cobalt blue. It just came out so nice. I think that this might actually be a phthalo blue. I think my color palette has been mislabeled because this is the one I told you guys about that, excuse me, sorry, I bought in a secondhand store. And somebody had printed a chart and stuck it in the inside with colors, some of which I have never heard, and some of which I'm fairly sure were mislabeled, because this one I believe is labeled as cobalt blue, but I think it's closer to phthalo blue. Anyway, either way, I love this blue. This is my favorite blue in the whole palette. And I just love how it looks, and then having the shock of red there. And it just was a very laid-back color scheme with not a lot of different colors, but I think that's exactly what made it work. Whereas with the other one, which you guys will see later, I used too many colors, and I probably should have kept it a little bit more neutral toned. I don't know, but it fell apart, that one. But this one was a raging success in my book. I was very happy with it. And like I had said before in my flamingo video, I'm basically trying to get these out, these three, this one, the map, and then the Erie, as soon as possible, so that I'm back on normal schedule, so that I can post ice normally on Saturday. I'm not sure if I'll be able to edit the Erie video, because right now I'm exhausted. It's already 7 o'clock. I've been doing these the whole day, and I don't really feel like having to sit through the video and edit after my frustration with the Erie piece. So we'll see when that one comes out. But anyway, I at least wanted to get this one ready to go so that there's one of those two up. And yeah, but like I said, it just, because I had such low expectations of this piece, it turned out so much better. I think that's the key for me in future. Have low expectations. If you expect nothing, you can't be disappointed. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know your thoughts. Please feel free to share these videos as well. It helps me a lot if you guys share this, and likes and comments help me a lot too. And please subscribe if you haven't. Every subscription helps me out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching these, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys about these. And I will see you guys in the next video. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.
Oh.